Hello everyone. For today, we're going to have a review on GCF. By the way, GCF stands for Greatest Common Factor. So first, let us define the greatest common factor. Greatest common factor is the largest positive integer that can divide evenly into two other numbers. Or sa madaling salita, pag kinukuha natin yung GCF, ito yung largest positive or yung pinakamalaking positive integer na pwedeng makapag-divide doon sa mga given numbers. The greatest common factor of a polynomial is the largest monomial that is a factor of or divides evenly each term of the polynomial. Now, kaya natin kailangan ng review on GCF kasi dun sa ating first topic, which is all about factoring polynomials with common monomial factor, ina-apply natin dun yung concept ng GCF. So now, let us have some examples. So first, find the GCF of 12 and 18. Again, based from the definition, pag sinabi natin GCF, that is the largest positive integers which can divide the numbers evenly. Okay, so we have here 12 and 18. So we need to think of a number na pwedeng makapag-divide, largest number na pwedeng makapag-divide kay 12 and 18. So obviously, that is 6. 6 can divide 12 and 18. And also, that is the greatest common factor. Now, kung nahihirapan kang hanapin kagad yung greatest common factor, meron pang ibang ways kung paano natin makuha yon. And the first one is through prime factorization. So let's say we have 12 and 18. So we need to have the prime factorizations of 12. And that is 2 times 2 times 3. Because 2 times 2, that is 4, times 3 is 12. For 18, ang prime factorization niya ay 2 times 3, which is 6, times 3. So, obviously, in prime factorization, tina-factor natin yung isang number, okay, using prime numbers. Now, since we're going to find the GCF or the greatest common factor, ang gagawin natin dito kapag tapos na nating ilista yung kanilang mga prime factors is we need to identify kung ano yung common factor sa kanila. Okay? And in 12 and 18, makikita natin na 2 is a common factor for both 12 and 18. And also 3. So therefore, to get the GCF of 12 and 18 through prime factorization, all we need to do is to multiply their common factors. So again, since 2 and 3, yung common factors nila, common prime factors, so therefore, multiply lang natin 2 times 3, that is equal to 6. Kung medyo nahihirapan ka din na kunin yung GCF through prime factorization, meron pa tayong isang way. Ito ay tinatawag naman na SLED method. So, yung SLED method ay ganito. Actually, baka naaalala nyo pa to during your elementary days kasi na-discuss nyo na din yung GCF. So, In sled method, di ba para siyang sled? Sa loob, ilalagay natin yung mga given number. So, we have 12 and 18. Now, ang gagawin mo lang, all you need to do is think of a number kahit hindi siya yung greatest number. Okay? Simply think of a number that can divide 12 and 18. Let's say, ang naisip mo lang ay si 2. So, 2 can divide 12 and 18. So, try natin i-divide. 12 divided by 2, that is equal to 6. 18 divided by 2, that is equal to 9. So, we have here now 6 and 9. So, same process. Again, think of a number that can divide 6 and 9. So, we can have 3. So, 3 can divide both 6 and 9. So, let us divide. 6 divided by 3, that is equal to 2. And 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. So, here we have 2 and 3. So, ang gagawin na natin ngayon again ay mag-isip tayo ng number na pwedeng mag-divide kay 2 and 3. And yung number na pwedeng makapag-divide kay 2 and 3 is 1. Now, kapag yung nasa labas ng sled ay naging 1 na, ibig sabihin nakuha na natin yung mga factors or yung GCF ng 12 and 18. So, anong gagawin natin? Now, yung nandun sa labas ng sled, we have here 2, 3, and 1. So, again, kailangan lang natin i-multiply silang lahat. So, 2 times 3 times 1 is equal to 6. So, therefore, the GCF of 12 and 18 is 6. So, ito yung iba't ibang paraan kung paano natin makukuha yung GCF. Another example. So, find the GCF of 24, negative 40, and 32. Now, may nakita kayong given na negative number or negative integer which is negative 40. But, remember, na sa GCF, lagi siyang largest positive integer. So, ibig sabihin, kahit may given tayo na negative number, ang GCF pa rin lagi nun ay positive integer. So, again, kung kaya mo na kagad makapag-isip ng greatest number or largest number na pwedeng makapag-divide kay 24, negative 40, and 32, therefore, ayun ang GCF nila. And that is 8. Kung medyo nahihirapan naman, again, we can use different method. So again, let us try the prime factorization. So 24, the prime factors are 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, that is 8, times 3, 24. Negative 40, since this is negative, ibig sabihin, yung isa sa prime factor ni 40 ay dapat negative number. So, we can have 2 times 2 times 2 times negative 5. Because 2 times 2, that is equal to positive 4 times 2, positive 8 times negative 5, that is now equal to negative 40. For 32, we can have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Because we all know that 2 raised to the 5th power is equal to 32. Now, let us find their common factors. 2 is a common factor. We also have another 2 as a common factor. And a third 2. So therefore, multiply lang natin silang lahat. 2 times 2 times 2, that is equal to 8. Again, we can also have the sled method. That is 24 minus 40, rather 24, negative 40, and 32. Nandun ulit sila sa loob ng sled. Again, simply think of a number that can divide 24, negative 40, and 32. Let's say na yung naisip mo lang ay si 2 na pwedeng makapag-divide kay 24, negative 40, and 32. So, write 2 sa labas ng sled and then divide. 24 divided by 2, that is equal to 12. Negative 40 divided by 2, that is negative 20. 32 divided by 2 is 16. So we have here now 12, negative 20, and 16. So again, think of a number that can divide 12, negative 20, and 16. Let's say ang naisip mo na ay 4. Okay? Because 4, yes, can divide 12, negative 20, and 16. So let's try to divide them now. 12 divided by 4, that is equal to 3. Negative 20 divided by 4, that is equal to negative 5. Okay, it should be negative 5. Then, 16 divided by 4 is positive 4. Now, we are down with 3, negative 5, and 4. So again, think of a number na pwedeng makapag-divide sa kanilang tatlo. And that number is 1. Okay? And since nakuha na natin si 1, ang ibig sabihin yan ay nakuha na natin yung GCF. So again, all we need to do is to multiply the numbers outside the sled. So we have there 2 times 4 times 1, and that is equal now to 8. So again, the GCF of 24, negative 40, and 32 is 8. Next example. So how about this one? Find the GCF of x raised to 4, x squared, and x raised to 5. So we have here now variables. We have 3 terms. Yung una, we have x raised to 4, second, x squared, then x raised to 5. Okay? So to get the greatest common factor of a variable, ganito lang siya. Actually, mas madali siyang kunin yung GCF ng variable. First is check kung common yung variable dun sa mga given terms. Since tatlong terms yung given, kailangan yung variable na yon ay common dun sa lahat ng terms para ma-factor out natin. Okay? So, check natin. Common variable sa kanila ay si x, right? Kasi sa first term, may variable ka na x. Sa second term, meron din. Sa third, meron din. So, factor out natin si x. Now, yung greatest common factor ng variable is simply the variable with the lowest degree or the lowest exponent. Okay, so since we have here x raised to 4, x squared, and x raised to 5, ang may lowest degree ay si x squared. Therefore, their GCF is x squared. So, ganun lang yon. I-check mo kung common yung variable sa lahat ng terms, then hanapin mo lang yung merong pinaka-maliit na degree. And that is now their GCF. Another example. So, find the GCF of a b cubed, b raised to 4, and a squared, b squared. Okay. Now, here we have 2 variables each term. Right? So, first variable na nakikita natin ay si a. Now, let's check kung merong variable na a sa lahat ng term. So, sa first term, may a. Second term, may a. Third term, may a. Ibig sabihin, A is a common factor. So, factor out natin. A. Now, ano ngayon yung pinakamababang degree ni A? And that is A or A raised to 1. So, therefore, ang GCF nila ay A. Next, check naman natin yung second variable na nakikita natin which is B. So, lahat ba ng term ay may B? Yes. So, therefore, B is also a common factor. Now, let's identify kung ano yung pinakamababang degree for B. And that is B squared. Kasi sa first term, we have B cubed. The second term, B raised to 4. Third term is B squared. So, it means that the greatest common factor of these variables is AB squared. So, kapag madaming variable na ang given, isa-isa niyong kunin yung kanilang common factor. Okay? We have here the last example. To find the greatest common factor of E squared F raised to 4 G squared, we have here also another term, E cubed F cubed G, and E raised to 5 F raised to 4. So now let's check for their common factor. First variable, we have E. So check natin. May E sa first term, may E din sa pangalawang term, may E sa pangatlong term. So ibig sabihin, E is a common factor. Now, tingnan na natin kung ano yung pinakamababang degree ni E. And that is 2. So, ibig sabihin, E squared yung ating greatest common factor for variable E. Next, variable F. So, check natin. We have variable F dun sa first term, meron din sa second, and meron din sa third. So, ibig sabihin, mapa-factor out natin or common factor si F. Now, check natin yung merong may pinakamababang degree. And that is 3 or F cubed. Because in the first and third term, F raised to 4 ang meron tayo. So, ibig sabihin yan, F cubed is the greatest common factor of variable F. Now, yung third variable na given is G. So, again, check natin kung common si G sa lahat ng term. So, first term may G tayo. Second term meron din. But in third term, wala na variable G. So, it means that since G is not a common factor, so hindi natin siya pwedeng ilagay or isama as GCF. Kaya, ang GCF lang ay E squared F cubed. So, that is now the review on GCF. So, I hope na na-refresh or naalala nyo na ulit yung lesson, okay, about finding the greatest common factor so that we can start with our first topic for the first quarter.